Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another crypto video. As always, it is Nick here, back to the daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're actually going to be talking about four altcoins. This is the reason why I bought more QNT as well. This is also why, if I was you guys, I would be buying some of these altcoins as well. I'm going to be talking to you guys about them. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. First and foremost, if you guys do like daily crypto content and daily crypto news, all that kind of stuff, definitely hit that like button. I think that we could easily hit 200 likes on this video, so definitely hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't already subscribed and turned notifications on, what are you guys waiting for? Definitely do that. I upload pretty much every single day. So let's actually jump in and talk about these four assets. So overall, we're going to be talking about four specific ones. We're going to be talking about two that you could easily find on the top 100, which is XLM, which is up significantly, and then we're also going to be talking about QNT or Quant. So I hold a significant amount of QNT. I actually bought this early in the stages of about $50, under $50 as well. This thing is trading at a current price of $300 and almost $28. It's absolutely ridiculous. 12 million circulating supply. The volume is up a little bit, nothing too crazy. We do see it sitting at about a $4 billion market cap, and for what this asset actually does, it's very, very undervalued, but you guys don't even, you guys already know about that. So we continue the upward momentum in regards to addresses pretty much increasing day by day. I think that this is going to be one of those assets that has a significant amount of holders, but it's not going to be a significant amount of holders compared to most assets, considering the fact that there's such a small circulating supply. So not a lot of people are going to be able to hold a lot of this asset as we do march forward on in time. A lot of people are actually waiting to buy this during the bear market, but the problem with that is the fact that, you know, during the bear market, I think there's going to be so much, you know, demand for this asset, but not enough supply. So this asset could actually increase as we do march forward into a bear market. So with that being said, let's actually talk about some of these charts for these assets. The other two assets I'm going to be talking about are ones that I don't really talk about too much, but I'm going to be, you know, doing a lot more videos on them, which is DAG Constellation, which I've been talking about this asset pretty much under 5 cents. And I think that we are almost at near perfect entry points for this asset, as well as XDC. And we're going to be talking about XDC as well. So these two are very significant. XDC, you can't really see the holders tab, but all right, you can't see the holders tab on Constellation either. I thought you could, but overall, these are two incredible assets as well, and they have increased significantly, and we're going to be talking about their price chart. So first off, let's talk about QNT. So QNT, all right, I bought at roughly a little bit of a high, to be completely honest with you guys. I actually purchased around 200 and it was like $88 overall, but I thought that, you know, we seen the major downward momentum already on this asset, and we pretty much bottomed out. So I purchased somewhere around here, but this is some major support anyways. Even going back to around this point here, it was actually a little bit of a resistance buy, which I usually don't do, but we were so high already so low in regards to the low being printed on this asset. The major support zone was about 265, but we already touched that and pretty much retested it multiple times. So I said, you know what? Let's buy at about $288 or $285. It was somewhere around there, so it wasn't too bad of a buy, and it actually looks fairly good now as we do retest some major resistance up there at about $336. The next point from there, if we do break it, is about $395, and then from there we pretty much just target $500 plus with, you know, some major high targets up there. I have roughly, you know, $500 being my one target point, $1,000 being the next target point from there. So we could expect some high targets from QNT this bull run. I expect to see some $1,000 plus ranges on QNT for this bull run, and I'm very excited for what the future has to hold for this asset. I think that this is going to be an absolute gem, and from the price chart, I think that it looks very solid. We bounced off of that major support zone perfectly. We retested it perfectly on this dip. This is one of those assets that looks extremely strong. When we talk about other assets on this channel, for an example, VXV or Vector Space AI, I've talked about this one under $1. It is at $14 with a high that it hit of $19. You know what's funny about this asset is that when Bitcoin pumps, this actually falls, and then when Bitcoin dumps, this actually rises. I think that this is going to be one of those tokens that during the bear market, again, we see some influxes of price for this. With 37 million in circulating supply, with 50 million in total supply, plus there's going to be buybacks. This one's very early in its stages, and I think that this could get to Q&T price targets long term. But again, when we're talking about these assets, right, we always look at the overall bottoming points and we look at how strong they are opposed to Bitcoin, especially considering the fact that this market is fairly volatile within it. For an example, DAG is nearly at a perfect entry point. In fact, I might actually even buy more depending on if we could retest this 20-cent zone exact. But again, you know, my bags are fairly packed on this one. I bought, like I said, under 5 cents. I was telling you guys about it under 5 cents as well. So for anybody who thinks that I'm gloating in regards to my entry points, I'm not. I'm just saying that those were my points of entry, and I told you guys about those entry points as well when they were here. And again, DAG is extremely strong. We hit a roughly almost 50-cent price target, and I think that this is going to continue its upward momentum. As you guys do see, there's not too much support here for Constellation on the weekly. Now if we go check out the daily chart, you could see that that is the major point of a retest. We actually bounced off of it once already. We dipped down a little bit below it before, but the major support is around that 20-cent zone, almost exact. We could actually move this down just slightly if we come down here, so it's almost nearly at 20 cents exact. So if we're looking at a solid entry point for DAG, that would most likely be it. We could see a little bit lower if that is broken. If it isn't, then that would basically be the bottom support zone for DAG. And like I said, this is doing incredibly well. DAG is a solid project. A lot of people are asking my opinion on it. Trust me, guys, I love DAG. I've told you guys about it. Like I said, at those solid points of entry, and it's still extremely undervalued for what it is doing, especially in this space. Now, XDC, I've discussed and talked about multiple times as well. Again, on the weekly, we look like we are testing some major support. As you guys do see, though, on the daily, we could go a little bit downward even more in regards to the major support zone. It would most likely be around, if we actually looked at the bottom point, it's like around that 9-cent zone. But from the weekly chart, you know, it's a lot different, right? The major support on the weekly is actually a little bit higher at around this point here. 1 second, let me get it exact. So around that 11-cent zone. So I think any entry point between that 11 cent to about 14-cent zone is a solid point of entry for XDC. As you guys already know, XDC is like buying XRP at around 13 cents, but they're not exactly the same. They're not doing the exact same thing, but XDC is ISO 222 compliant. And I think a lot of those ISO 222 tokens are going to be doing incredibly well, but XDC is also partnered with R3 Corda. R3 Corda is plugged and played for multiple massive corporations and financial institutions around the world. So this asset is extremely undervalued at 13 cents. And overall, when we're talking about perfect entry points, you know, it looks like a solid repeat of the past candles back here. I think that this will pull back just slightly a little bit. We've probably already seen the low at about 12.5 cents almost roughly. So we could see much higher price targets on this, especially once we break into price discovery. So definitely keep an eye out on XDC as well. I think it looks fairly strong. All of these assets look extremely strong in terms of the chart, but DAG looks fairly weak. And like I said, I think that this looks like it's testing a solid major support zone down at about 20 cents. So like I said, watch for that level being broken if you guys do really want cheap DAG, or if it is held, and that is a solid point of entry overall. So I'm watching this very closely. But XDC, Q&T, and also XLM, Stellar Lumens, guys. Stellar Lumens looks extremely strong. It's trading between some major chop zone at that nice 50 MA level, and also at about the 27.6 cent level as well. So we're basically in a little bit of a chop zone at some major support and also resistance level. Now this is on the weekly. Let's check out the daily and check out what's happening in regards to that. So as you guys do see, you know, there is some resistance at that 32.6 level. It's actually a major support zone as well if we could break above it and hold, and then we'll most likely retest the 200-day MA up at about 37.9. And like I said, I think that this has a solid run in it, this bull run. But on the weekly, a lot of these assets look extremely strong. Even XDC, you know, or DAG, I mean, sorry, not XDC. On the weekly chart, looks like it's trading between a solid support and resistance level, retesting that major support down at about 20 cents, as we do see on the weekly, right? Going all the way back to, July, even the beginning of August. This is some major support, and we're basically in between this major, support and resistance point where we really need to break above a solid point, pretty much around the 37-cent level, and then we'll most likely go much higher. I think DAG could definitely hit about $1 plus this bull run. That would be absolutely massive. You guys got to remember that this already did a 10x plus for my point of entry, and I think that this has a lot more left in it for what DAG is actually doing. If you guys don't know about DAG, definitely watch my breakdown videos of it, because DAG is doing incredibly well, and XLM looks extremely strong as well. All four of these assets are very, very strong in strength on the weekly. On the daily, a lot of them look a little bit different, but QNT is like an absolute gem for me. So overall, when we're talking about a lot of these price charts and we're talking about the price targets, we always analyze the entire market. For those that want to watch my market analysis on why we are so bullish, on why a lot of these altcoins are about to explode, it's basically just following the 4-year cycle going back to Bitcoin's 2013, 2014, and even 2017, 2018 bull run patterns. And when we're talking about all of the things that are going hand in hand with what's happening right now in the market, we're talking about a lot of money flows coming in regards to financial institutions. We talk about major bank organizations also looking to scoop up more crypto, considering the fact that they're going to be adopting as we do move forward into November of 2022. We talk about ISO 222 tokens. Guys, the future looks extremely bright for crypto, and also I'm very excited for the future of a lot of these assets, especially QNT, considering the fact that it's a massive DLN for a lot of DLT technologies out there. And as you guys already know, I love utility tokens. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.